Hello everyone and welcome down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. I'm your host Roxy. We're still on level 0, prerequisite to Bitcoin, chapter 2, online security. I'm going to be quite honest guys, you are going to be a target. If you jump into the crypto space and you don't have all those good features in place in your online security setup, you are going to be targeted and you are going to be hacked and lose Bitcoin. Why? Because hackers love Bitcoin. There's a reason for that. Once a Bitcoin transaction is sent, it's sent forever. So if an hacker gets access to your wallet, if a hacker gets access to your crypto account, then he's going to wipe that account out and you're never going to see that money again. So please implement those good features, especially if you don't know them. They are not that hard to use. Any adult or kids can implement them. No skill required. It's just a learning curve, but it's really worth the shot. All right. So first of all, you need to keep a clean PC, and by that I mean that you need to update all of your software regularly. There's a reason why a security patch exists, and it's usually to fight a vulnerability. It's not to make your computer run slower, so you have to buy a new one. So please update everything, especially your operating system. And I'm gonna say it right now, if you have a really old computer, then maybe it's worth investing into a new computer instead of Bitcoin for the beginning. Yeah, that's just a sad truth. If your computer is really old, it's probably heavily compromised by now, and just better to get a new one, especially if you're going to put a lot of money into Bitcoin. But if your computer is fine, just update everything. It's really important. Also, use an antivirus. I don't care which antivirus you pick. You can have a really expensive one, you can have a cheap one, or even a free one. I don't really care. Don't do your own research, but you do need an antivirus. And only get one. If you get two antivirus, they're gonna fight each other and you don't want that. So only one antivirus, up to date. If you don't want to bother, Windows Defender should do the job for the moment. Be aware of what you download. It's really important that you don't go on some random website, that you don't click on all of those shitty posts and ads, and that you do know what are you downloading. You can be downloading a Trojan horse, a ransomware, or straight up a virus. And even though you don't realize it straight up or it doesn't show on your computer, the virus is still infected your computer. So then it's gonna pop up 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, or whenever you reach a certain amount of money or Bitcoin, that's when the virus is gonna be triggered and wipe your account. So please be extra careful and use backup. So to do a backup, just literally decide what is important in your computer and make a copy of all of that data in another place. So it can be another computer or it can be some external device. But please do a full backup, because if your computer do get compromised or crash or get destroyed or whatever, or you have some ransomware, you're gonna lose all of that data. And most likely you're gonna have to pay in Bitcoin to get that data back. While if you have a backup, then you are usually fine. So please do a full backup ASAP. Also, don't trust your computer. You consider your computer as compromised. If you need to do something really secured or really private, use pen and paper or do it offline. Your computer is already fucked. Sorry to hear, but I don't even trust my own computer. All right, password manager. If you really need to remember one thing out of this class, it's gonna be how to use a password manager. So what it is? A password manager is basically one software that's going to manage all of your passwords for you. You probably know what it is because of all the YouTube ads. It's LastPass, it's Dashlane, it's KeePass, those good stuff. So basically, that software, which you're going to log in, is going to create some very complex and long password, and it's never going to offer you twice the same password for every website. So I'm going to make a guess that right now you're using something like that, which is basically a really short and easy to remember password. Your name, your nickname, your dog's name, your city name, some movie title, then some letters, so some digit code, probably the same as your phone, or 123 or whatever it is, and then arrobas or hashtag or whatever it is. This is weak. This is actually not that good, sorry guys. And worst of all, you're probably gonna use the same one on all of your accounts with some slice variable. This is really not secured, and you should upgrade to something like that. That could be scary because there's no way you could possibly remember that. And that's the whole point. You shouldn't be remembering your password. You only need to remember one master password. So you're going to create your Dashlane account, your LastPass account. I'm going to do a full tutorial on how to do that. But for now, if you want to do it yourself, create that account. you're gonna have to use one master password. So it's a really long and complex password that you've never used before. And every time you open your computer, you're gonna log into your password manager with that master password, and then the software is gonna offer you and log you in and out of every single other account using some very complex and long password. That's what you want. That's like the goal. And it's really gonna manage all of your account, bank account, crypto exchange, social network, email, whatever it is, that password manager is gonna do it for you. Extra point if you use KeePass because it's open source, and it's always better to use some open source software. A password manager can be a bit tricky at first. There is a learning curve, but when it gets implemented, it's really a life-changing experience. So I will do, like I said, a full tutorial on how to do that. 2FA, two-factor authentication, you all know what that is. It's basically the SMS code that you receive every time you want to log in into a really important account, such as a bank account or Amazon for the first time, or some email sometimes, or Google, for example. That's the whole idea. And basically, it's a code that you're gonna add in addition to your password. So you're gonna write your password, hopefully the password manager does that for you, and then they're gonna ask for that 6-digit code. So right now, most of you are gonna receive it by SMS. That's really weak, you shouldn't use that. You should probably download an app on your phone, so Google Authenticator or NT, or use some hardware device or like a YubiKey, and basically use either your phone or that device to log into your account. So for example, I want to log into my bank account, I want to log into Amazon, Google, or my crypto exchange. I'm gonna log into my password manager. The password manager is gonna log me into my account, and then after I've entered the really long and complex password, they're gonna ask me for 6-digit code. And that's when I pull out my phone, log into my app, and copy paste the 6-digit code. That code is changing every 30 seconds. That's the whole point. So if one of my devices get compromised, if my account get compromised, if they have my password, they cannot have access to the account because they are missing my phone. And if my phone get compromised, they don't have access to the account because they don't have the password. That's the whole idea. 2, security. Think of it as a door, and you have 2 keys. You need both keys to open the door. It's really easy to use, it's really easy to implement, and you really need to implement. Actually, it's even mandatory for most crypto exchange, so you will have to implement it. Just be aware of that. VPN, you all know what a VPN is, I don't have to explain it. It's everyone on YouTube knows VPN. Just pick one, choose it, download it, and run it. It's really not that hard, and it's really useful. You really need to have that because it's that layer of security. Because now we're gonna attack a really big subject for us, Bitcoiner, or at least people that care about Bitcoin and privacy. It's that privacy matter. I'm gonna be talking a lot about privacy throughout this whole class, so the 5 lessons that are to come. But basically, you need to understand that privacy was taken from us basically in the past 10 years, and we don't have a lot of privacy now. Big corporation, government have access to all of our data. They have access to everything we do on a daily basis. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way because if you want a true open society, if you want a free society where everyone as an individual has the right to do whatever he wants, or at least live freely, he should have some privacy. It's really important for Bitcoiners, so we're gonna go in depth into that. If you want to learn more about privacy, please go to whyprivacymatter.org. They will do a way better job than me to explain to you why it's important. In the meanwhile, if you want to get back that privacy, there's so many ways. Please, first of all, obviously do not use Facebook. If you're going to pay, use cash or Bitcoin with Samurai Wallet or some advanced privacy feature. If you're going to use a cloud, probably use Sync instead of Google, way better. If you're going to browse, don't use Google, use Firefox, or even better, DuckDuckGo, or even better, use Tor. If you're going to send some email, probably use PGP. Even though it's tricky to use, it's better. Or if you don't want to bother, use a Proton email address. If you're going to chat with your friends, use Signal. Don't use Messenger. It's all of those small things that make that at the end of the day, you can regain that privacy that was taken away from us. I will do a lot of work on privacy, but you need to first understand why it's important. Because the whole argument that if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't hide it, or you don't need privacy, doesn't make any sense. But we'll come back to that in a later video. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. If you want more details about everything we just talked, tutorial, link, resources, please check the PDF. It's probably the best way to do it. And if you think you've learned everything already, go ahead, do the quiz, be my guest. On the same chapter, we've already seen crypto scam and financial fraud. Next lesson is going to be advice for beginners. With those three, you should have a pretty good understanding of all the risk involved into Bitcoin and probably ready to move on to the next section, which is what is Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is important. Thanks for watching. Please check my website, thebitcoinrabbithole.com, and like, subscribe, and comment so you don't miss any new video. Thank you for watching. Please keep your key secured, keep your privacy up to date, and keep that PC clean. All right, I will see you around. Bye bye.